got two words to sum up that game today for the Blue Jays. Thank God! After what we saw yesterday with getting, one run on 2 hits and a solo shot from Kevin Kiermaier, they needed this victory bad. Now, I needed it really because I could not see another freaking come-from-behind heartbreak in an opposing ballpark. I was there last year in LA when the Jays blew it against the Dodgers, when Eric Swanson turned into a pumpkin and was getting teed off on left and right. We watched Mitch White get walked off at Dodger Stadium. Yeah, that sucked complete rear. Then, this season, going to freaking Detroit and watching the Tigers line up Jimmy Garcia, who forgot how to pitch, and Jordan Romano get walked off. I was not ready to see it happen again. And thank God it didn't. The Blue Jays win at 5-4. They hang on for legit dear life. And they beat the Mariners and even up this series at 1 game apiece. But it doesn't really mean a lot standings-wise. But when you're at the game, when you travel all this way, you want to see a freaking victory. And we got that today. It wasn't pretty, though. It really wasn't. Yariel Rodriguez got the start for the Blue Jays, and in his last outing against the Houston Astros, he was awesome. His best of his career. That's what we talked about. We said it even in yesterday's video, talking about, previewing today. He had a great last outing. His best of his career. How's he going to do it against a not-so-great lineup in the Seattle Mariners? And boy, might even been better than his last outing against Houston, as he went 6 innings of one-hit baseball. Now, there were moments in this game, and that seems to be a thing for him, where he kind of just loses command, but he was able to re-grasp it and gave you 6 great innings of work. He was awesome and allowed the Blue Jays to build a little bit of a lead. Now, what did that little bit of a lead consist of? Well, top of the 4th inning with Dalton Varsho on and Alejandro Kirk at the plate. I mean, have a day, Kirky. He drilled this ball to left center field. It one-hops the wall. Varsho comes all the way around from first to score, and I believe this was a 2-out because Varsho was rough on the ball being put in play, and he slides in safe. I don't even know if he slid in safely, actually, if he slid in at all. Regardless, it's a 1-0 Blue Jays lead in the top of the 4th inning. We go to the next inning in the top of the 5th. Jays get runners on, right? You got Springer on. You got Horowitz on. And Vladdy stays on a pitch, kind of dumps it into left field for a base hit. Great read by Springer. He comes around to score. Head first slide, throws late, not in time. Vladdy's fired up at first base. Jays fans, my goodness. We were here yesterday, and we saw the fans there. And then we saw today's game. Holy smokes, night and day. The amount of fans that traveled down for the Saturday game was off the charts. It was so much fun to watch. And when Vladdy got that hit, it was electric in T-Mobile Park. Obviously, 3/4 Blue Jay fans there, and it was in full effect today. So the Jays now lead 2-0 in the 5th. We're feeling pretty good about ourselves. We already scored more. We already have more hits than we did yesterday. Vibes are immaculate. Top of the 7th inning, Alejandro Kirk comes up, and this was an interesting moment because they had 2nd and 3rd with Dalton Varsho coming up to the plate. And they intentionally walked Dalton Varsho to face Alejandro Kirk. It's a very interesting choice. Now, I get it, though. Curry doesn't have the speed. He's prone to the ground ball, which is the double play that they're looking for. I get it. However, Kirky, with the day that he was having, drives one to right center field, and boy, I thought this was going over the head was it Mitch Haniger? Who the hell was in right field? Who cares? Ty France. Okay, I'm not even going to try. But regardless of that, I thought it was going over the head, and it would have been a base clearing. Place would have gone nuts. Now, they make the play. However, Vladdy comes in to score. Jays now lead at 3-0, so it's all right. You would have loved to score some more, and that was kind of the story of the ball game. They left a lot of guys on base, but they did tack on 1 run here, 1 run there, and you're like, okay. Now, we go to the top half of the 8th inning, and things get interesting, because Vladdy hits a sacrifice fly. Kevin Kiermaier scores, and this was bases loaded, nobody out, right? You really wanted more runs. And then a little chopper from Bo Bichette to shortstop. J.P. Crawford can't handle it. In comes George Springer, and the Jays now lead at 5-0. We're feeling great about things right now. 2 things I want to mention before we keep going into this game and then the comeback that was mounted by the Mariners. Dalton Varsho, in these last 2 days, has made 2 insane plays. Obviously, the one yesterday at the wall, which I don't know how the hell he made the play. Today, I could say the same. Made that diving catch, kind of a basket catch as well. Josh Rojas was not pleased. Was not pleased at second base because he got doubled off, and it sent the place in a frenzy. But I'm like, look, think about it. If you're a baseball player, right? Josh Rojas was furious. Scott Service comes out. He was not happy. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, you're at second base. you're in scoring position. Regardless if that ball drops or not, you're either going to third only, which, again, you're already in scoring position, or you're staying at second base, which is in scoring position as well, and there'll be 2 out. So it makes no sense why you would even try and gamble. He gets thrown out at second base. It was awesome. And then obviously the weird play that I am still kind of confused about, as the ground ball that gets just past the pitcher, Vladdy goes to second base and runs into Rojas at second. The call was out. Vladdy ain't pleased. Schneider comes out to try and get an explanation. My initial thought is this. Vladdy was in the baseline. He's running towards it. Is he supposed to stop and let the player get the ball? Well, if that's the case, the pitcher's one that missed it. So that's the guy who was trying to field the ball initially. That doesn't happen. He goes to second base. Now, Rojas kind of ran into the baseline to try and get the ball. And I understand both guys are trying to make a play on the ball, and Vladdy's trying to get to second base. So it's a really weird bang-bang play, but he gets called out. The fans weren't happy. I'm confused. So it is what it is. Now, here we go. You lead 5-0. We're feeling okay. Trevor Richards gives you a good 7th inning. You're feeling all right. We're feeling okay about things. They put him out there for a second inning when you're up 5-0, and I was kind of questioning it. I'm like, okay, you might need him tomorrow. You're up 5-0. Do you really need to push this, right? And they push it a little bit, and Canzone gets on, and Garver gets on, and Mitch Haniger hits a 3-run shot with still nobody out, and it's 5-3 Blue Jays. The place is buzzing a little bit with the minimal Mariner fans that were there. But right when that hit happens, myself, Rob, and Ann, who were all there for that Eric Swanson game in L.A., we all had nightmares. We all had those feelings come back. And it was Brendan Little, of all people, going out there, and even he gave up a check swing number base hit to start the inning, then a wild pitch, tying runs to the plate. You've got a runner at second and nobody out, and he finds a way to get the next 2. They bring in Chad Green. He gets the out to end the inning. We're all holding hands, the bare hand. We're just hanging on for dear life, and he gets the out. We're jacked up. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning, I think with 2 out, I believe. Luke Raley hits a solo shot. And now it's 5-4. One swing of the bat can tie this thing. And again, we're still having nightmares. But he gets the pop out. I think Ernie Clement makes the play at third to end the ball game. Thank God they hang on for dear life, and this bullpen continues to stink. But good news on the bullpen side of things. Jimmy Garcia has an outing in AAA Buffalo today. Goes a clean inning, has a couple strikeouts. That's, I guess, reinforcements on the way. Also, want him back. Maybe trade value type of thing as well for Jimmy Garcia as well. So it's something to keep an eye on. But also, Emerson Hancock was not good at all. And look, you can look at the numbers and say 4 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs. Not a bad outing. But the Blue Jays were hitting him pretty hard. They really were. And I thought, they could have been a lot more. Could have done a lot better. But regardless of that, I didn't think he was all that great today. Offensively. And we'll get to this, and then we'll get to the pitching staff and move on to tomorrow. All right, George Springer stays hot. Leadoff guy gets a double to lead off the ball game. 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and walked twice was George Springer. His OPS now is up very close to 670. And Spencer Horwitz, God, I didn't get this move at all. He went 0 for 1, drew a walk in the game, had a couple really good at-bats, and then he gets pinch hit for Davis Schneider. I don't get this. I really, really don't understand it. Because you let Kevin Kiermaier hit with guys on base the inning prior. Kevin Kiermaier. I don't care that he had a double in his last at bat. Why is he hitting in the you could have easily put Davis Schneider in that role. And then Varsho goes to center field, Davis Schneider in left. We're okay. But you know what the mindset was, Jays fans? Well, we're up 2-0 at the time, I think it was. So it's fine. We need defense on the field. Are we really serious about trying to hang on to a 2-0 lead? That's how not confident this organization is on the offense. It's very evident from a move like that. And you take out a guy like Spencer Horwitz, who arguably is one of your best hitters in your lineup, to put out Davis Schneider, who really hasn't done anything for the past month and a bit, if not longer. Didn't make any sense. Vladdy went 2 for 4 with a run scored and a couple RBIs, so good on him for that. Bo Bichette, sure, 1 for 5. It was a line drive base hit, was nice. Had an RBI. It was on an air, so fine, I guess. Where else? I don't know why I flipped to Seattle Mariners, thank you. Where are we? Dalton Varsho was 1 for 4 with a run scored and an intentional walk, because why not? And Alejandro Kirk had a day. He was 3 for 4 in the ball game, 2 RBIs, and everything that hit his bat today was a line drive. Even the out was a loud out to right center field. So a really nice job from Kirky today. Really, really liked what he did. 11 hits for the Blue Jays after getting 2 yesterday. You're not facing Luis Castillo. You're not facing freaking Munoz or anything like that. So he did a good job. 11 hits for the Blue Jays, 8 strikeouts. They walked 4 times in the ball game. And Yariel Rodriguez was awesome. 6 innings, 1 hit. No runs allowed, 6 Ks and walked 2. He was awesome. And I believe both of those walks, I could be wrong, but I think they were back-to-back walks in 1 inning. And he royally struggled in that 1 inning, but he was able to get out of it. And the rest of the way, I mean, he was awesome. I would have liked to see him push it a little bit in the 7th inning. He threw 80 pitches. Like, I understand Trevor Richards is sure. He threw 80 pitches. You know your bullpen is about a bandbox guys. They're not going to be doing much for you. So if you can get an extra inning or maybe an extra out or 2 from a guy like Yariel Rodriguez who's been dealing, he's only at 80 pitches. There's been no, like, crazy tough innings he's had together. It's not a tough 80 pitches. No, he dominated. So I'd have loved to see him go a little bit more. But Trevor Richards went an inning, allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, couple strikeouts. Great first inning, horrible second inning. And Brendan Little, as I mentioned, he went 2/3 inning, allowed the hit, got a strikeout, and did his job. And Chad Green, as much as he gave up the solo shot to Luke Raley in the 9th inning, he went an inning in the 3rd, allowed 1 hit, couple strikeouts, and his 4th save of the season. He has been the godsend for this team when it comes to saving ball games. It has been a rough time in that bullpen, and he's kind of been that steadying force. Again, a guy that could possibly be dealt to the deadline. He's got an option as well, so it could be more enticing for teams. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It really is. Now, tomorrow, the finale of the series, I will be there for that. Rob and Ann as well. We'll be there at the game. 1:10 first pitch. Jose Berrios, George Kirby is the pitching matchup. It's going to be probably another low-scoring one. Probably like Friday night where it's 2-1 and nobody does anything. A rock fight of all rock fights at T-Mobile Park tomorrow afternoon. I can see Rob throwing rocks in the background here. I'm trying not to laugh here, but that's kind of funny. Anyways, but yeah, try to win a series in Seattle. I mean, wouldn't mean much standings-wise, but for us, just trying to leave Seattle with a positive vibe, it'd be nice. Don't expect it because there's no Chad Green available probably and no Trevor Richards available, so who the hell is available tomorrow for the Blue Jays bullpen? Hey, Jose, might need you for 8, bud. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, right? So you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the win today, because for us at least, it was very entertaining. Hit the like button. I do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and of course, TikTok is down below. So follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys Jays edition tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be in a different hotel. Rob and I will be at the airport in Vancouver. So we're flying back Monday morning. So it's going to be tomorrow night as the Jays take on the Mariners in the finale of the 3-game set at T-Mobile Park. Jose Berrios, George Kirby is the matchup. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and the win today. Talk to you guys then.